I gotta imagine you didn't really want her out there repeating these allegations either.
Well,
I
of
mean,
course not. Of course not. And, it's not
that's
been,
human.
no, of course not. I mean, of course not. These false allegations destroy people's lives. And it's not been easy on our family. It's not been easy for me professionally picking up the pieces after all of this. When you operate, Megan, at when you're doing operate at our level, when you're running for Senate or you're doing, an hour prime time on Fox News or something like that, or you're doing all these media segments, you have 1,000 people lining up to do those jobs. And the moment someone like me has these allegations against them, people say, both the companies that I work with or maybe other media outlets that I work with say, well, we're just going to go to the next person in line because who wants to deal with Sean with all these crazy, horrible allegations against him?
Mhm,
It
mhm.
does, you know, of course I care about my name and my reputation because my name and my reputation is how we make a living and how I provide for her and our children. So of course I don't want that stuff being talked about out there because it's simply not true, but it it happened. And so now, once I make it through this process and navigate through this process, I'm going to do everything that I can to try to reform this system for people that come through it after me. Because this has when something like this happens with your family, and your children, it tends to color everything that you do. And I just think that, Democrat, Republican, people that agree or disagree with me on policy, if you've been through a divorce and you've been through a custody fight, you know how tough this is. And if there are ways that we can make the system better for families and diminish conflict for children, then we should do everything we can to make sure that that happens. And I am since this case, since this has happened, I've sort of found myself becoming an advocate for equal shared parenting across the board because parents are always going to have their stuff, especially if you're going through a divorce. But the children, their relationship with each parent is sacrosanct and they didn't ask for a divorce. They didn't ask for a custody fight, but their relationship with each parent is sacrosanct, should be protected and preserved because even if there's some conflict, and in divorcing couples, there's always conflict. Um, the children should always come first. They should always have equal
Judge
access to
Judy
mom
used
and
to
dad.
say, you need to love your spouse more than you or sorry, you need to love your kids more than you hate your spouse. I think that about sums it up, I can't imagine, honestly, I cannot imagine getting a divorce, and I can't imagine my poor kids, and my kids and your kids are exactly the same ages, a boy, girl, boy, and the same age, and can't imagine saying to them, "You're not gonna see your dad except for a couple of weekends a month." I can't imagine doing that. I can't imagine ever getting so angry with him that that would be what even I wanted. But of course, I've seen custody disputes get as contentious as yours, and this is how it goes.